close my door.
Why?
Close my door.
I don't know what
So are you not gonna say nothing? Because when the was mentioned and you're like, are you serious? You know I'm not doing that. I'm trying to stand with your ass once a get on that, and then you sitting here acting like a bitch. Are you? Where the my do you think I can take?
Okay, so you.
Okay, if a bitch is lying, you straighten that.
Cameras were rolling, the lights were shining bright, and the world was watching as fans eagerly anticipated another dramatic episode of Love and Hip Hop. The show had built a reputation for intense drama, and on this particular night, it was poised to deliver yet another unforgettable moment. However, what was about to unfold was anything but expected. Kirk Frost, a man whose actions over the years had hurt his wife, Rasheeda, in unimaginable ways, stood at the center of this brewing storm. On this night, Kirk was once again confronted with the chance to apologize for his past transgressions, but instead of offering the expected remorse, he remained adamant that he would not apologize. This wasn't a minor disagreement or a trivial remark. This was a bold rejection of reconciliation that shocked not only his wife, but the entire Love and Hip Hop audience. The tension in the room was palpable, and viewers could feel the weight of the situation. What had Kirk said that was so incendiary? And more importantly, why was he refusing to apologize for his actions? With everything that had happened in their tumultuous relationship, why would he dig in his heels and not offer even the smallest amount of contrition? As the cameras captured the emotional clash, the implications of Kirk's words became clearer. This was not just a minor fight. This altercation would have far-reaching consequences for Kirk, Rasheeda, and their marriage. Their public image, something they had worked so hard to build, was at risk of crumbling in an instant. Fans, who had followed their relationship through thick and thin, now found themselves questioning everything they thought they knew about the couple. The exchange was charged with emotion, and the room fell into an eerie silence as Rasheeda processed Kirk's refusal to apologize. She had supported him for years, endured public humiliation, and weathered scandal after scandal. But now, after everything they had been through, she was being told that Kirk had no remorse for the pain he had caused her. The silence was deafening, and for a moment, it felt as though time had stopped. As the seconds ticked by, everyone in the room could feel the growing tension. The cast members exchanged nervous glances, some unsure how to respond. A few fans in the audience held their breath, unsure of what would happen next. What would Rasheeda do in the face of this callousness? Would she walk away from him for good, or would she continue to stand by his side, as she always had? The uncertainty of the moment kept everyone on edge. Despite the brewing storm, Kirk remained unwavering. His refusal to apologize raised more questions than answers. Had he become so arrogant and defiant that he no longer cared about the damage his actions had caused? Was this a deliberate attempt to assert control, to take a stand against what he perceived as his wife's dominance in their relationship? Or was it simply a matter of pride? Perhaps Kirk was unwilling to admit any fault, fearing that an apology would make him appear weak. Regardless of the reason, the reality was clear. Kirk's decision not to apologize was a deliberate, conscious choice. It was a rejection of responsibility, an act of defiance that left his wife, his fans, and even the Love and Hip Hop crew shaken. As his words reverberated across the room, it became evident that this moment wasn't just about a refusal to apologize. It was about something much deeper: pride, ego, and an unwillingness to acknowledge his own mistakes. For Rasheeda, this moment marked a turning point. Fans who had followed her for years knew her as a woman who had remained calm and composed in the face of adversity. She had always been the one to keep her emotions in check, to shoulder the burdens of her relationship, and to stay by Kirk's side despite everything. But now, her response to Kirk's rejection of an apology was anything but expected. Instead of breaking down in tears or lashing out in anger, Rasheeda remained calm and collected. She didn't raise her voice or try to force an apology out of Kirk. Instead, she took a moment to process the situation, standing firm in her principles. Her silence spoke volumes. She wasn't going to give Kirk the satisfaction of seeing her upset, and she wasn't going to let him dictate the terms of their relationship any longer. While it was clear that she was deeply hurt, her response showed a strength and resilience that many of her fans had never seen before. Rasheeda's decision to stay composed in the face of Kirk's rejection was a powerful statement. She wasn't going to tolerate his arrogance any longer, but she also wasn't going to let her emotions take control. She was in control of her own destiny, and her response would have long-lasting implications for their relationship and their public image. As word of the altercation spread, fans took to social media to voice their opinions. The debate was heated, with many expressing their support for Rasheeda and condemning Kirk's behavior. To many, his refusal to apologize was yet another example of his arrogance and unwillingness to take responsibility for his actions. How could he be so stubborn, so prideful, when it was clear that he had hurt Rasheeda time and time again? Others, however, defended Kirk. Some argued that he was simply tired of always being the one to apologize, of always taking the blame for everything that went wrong in their relationship. They saw his refusal to apologize as a sign that he was no longer willing to accept the status quo. Perhaps, they suggested, this was Kirk's way of asserting himself, of standing up for himself in a relationship where he had often been the one to bear the brunt of the blame. Despite these differing opinions, the overwhelming sentiment among fans was sympathy for Rasheeda. Many expressed their empathy for the pain she must have been feeling, watching the man she had loved for so many years refuse to take responsibility for his actions. But the debate didn't stop there. As the argument unfolded, it became clear that Kirk's refusal to apologize was about more than just pride. It was about unresolved issues within their marriage. The years of betrayal, the public scandals, and the emotional toll it had taken on both of them had finally come to a head. Kirk's refusal to apologize wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a reflection of the deeper, more fundamental problems in their relationship. The question on everyone's mind was whether Rasheeda could continue to endure Kirk's behavior. Could their marriage survive yet another betrayal, another public humiliation? Or would this be the moment that finally drove her to walk away? As the Love and Hip Hop cast and crew watched the drama unfold, it became clear that this was more than just a personal issue between Kirk and Rasheeda. It was a public spectacle that would have ramifications for everyone involved. The relationships within the cast began to shift, with some choosing to support Rasheeda while others remained neutral or even sided with Kirk. As alliances began to change, it became evident that this drama was far from over. The conflict between Kirk and Rasheeda wasn't just a personal issue, it was a public one that affected their careers, their reputations, and their place within the love and hip-hop universe. Fans and industry insiders alike were watching closely, eager to see how the couple would age.